Runescape is a game that's been in my life since 2005, and I have not taken any extended breaks this whole time. I played through the removal of the wildy and free trade, I played through the evolution of combat, I switched over to old school Runescape the day it came out in 2013, and I'll probably still be playing this game in the nursing home. The first few months, or first few years really, of old school RuneScape were extremely nostalgic, getting to experience the game just like it was in August of 2007. It's now been 12 years since the release of OSRS, which is crazy when you think about how OSRS release only took us back 6 years from 2013, but since we were much younger then, that was a bigger percent of our lives, so it felt a lot longer. The goal of OSRS was never meant to remain a pure copy of August 2007. The point was to restart the servers from 2007 and then take it in a different direction than the RuneScape 3 route of microtransactions and the sort. There's now been over a decade of weekly updates, and the game is very different than it was on release, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but playing through the game is a completely different experience now. I love old school RuneScape, I am still playing it, and I'll continue to play it, but I've maxed the main account, I've maxed the hardcore Ironman, maxed the group Ironman, spent nearly 10,000 hours on an ultimate Ironman, I've completed the Inferno, the Colosseum, and nothing feels new or fresh to me at this point in OSRS. The XP rates and every method and strategy are all easily accessible and very well documented, and people have min-maxed every single thing in that game. When I heard about 2004 Scape, I started playing right away, which was on the day of release, February 1st, 2025. I was just playing for fun, I wasn't planning to record anything, but I've been hooked in more and more every single day, and here we are now. I'm not only making a video, but I plan on making a series documenting my journey of experiencing RuneScape in 2004, making friends, competing for the high scores, and most importantly, learning about the history of my favorite game. And that's really the main reason why I even started YouTube in the first place, learning a bunch of weird quirks about RuneScape while playing through it, and using YouTube as a way to archive my journey. This game really is the perfect fit for my channel and what I enjoy. What is 2004 Scape? 2004 Scape is an open source preservation project meant to restore and preserve RuneScape exactly how it was on May 18th, 2004. The project was started in 2022, and there's been 50 plus contributors who are extremely passionate about this and have collectively contributed probably tens of thousands of hours. They rewrote the engine in TypeScript rather than using RuneScript, and they've spent years documenting, testing, and reverse engineering it. Nothing about this project is for profit, no one is making money, everything will always be completely free, and there will never be an option to pay for anything extra. When free-to-play and pay-to-play are mentioned, this is for historical context relating to the content within the game, not an actual payment. And I'll repeat myself because this is very important. So remember, when I talk about pay-to-play, it is referring to the content and areas within the game. None of this costs money or ever will. Keep in mind, they have no affiliation with Jagex, and while Jagex could shut the server down if they wanted to, I think this would be at the bottom of their list considering that there's actual predatory private servers that have been running for years. On top of that, the code is open source, meaning anyone can download the source code and run it locally or host their own server using it. They also have the option to export your character, so you can continue your progress locally if the server did shut down. But at the end of the day, the main goal is restoration and preservation. The online experience is just a bonus aspect of it. But no matter what happens to the server, the developers will continue working on the source code. They work extremely hard to make fixes every day to make the game more and more authentic to try and make it exactly how it was in 2004. I mean, just to show you how accurate they want it to be, here's one of the changes from the February 28th changelog. Added an authentic random event bug. Yes, they purposely add bugs into the game, they make movement and pathing janky on purpose, they correct words and dialogue menus, they adjust animations and sounds, and so much more. You can see their Discord channel for sources, where they've spent years finding sources by going through YouTube videos from 2005, tweeting Mod Ash, searching for old forum screenshots, using Wayback Machine for Tippet, RuneHQ, Sal's Realm, and so on. Jagex didn't start keeping full backups of every version of the game until 2012, and especially anything before 2007 is where things really start to get blurry. The contributors of 2004 Scape have effectively created the closest copy of Runescape in 2004 that exists. The amount of time and effort put into this is something that Jagex would never be able to do properly. Getting every single mechanic, every single model, every feature, dialogue, interaction, Jagex would not be able to do this accurately. This recreation could only ever be viable via a passion project. Decades from now, if Jagex has shut down and RuneScape becomes abandonware, these developers who have documented and restored the early years of this game will be the reason people in the future will be able to authentically experience the lost years of RuneScape. Right now, only free-to-play content is available on the live servers as they finish the final touches on the pay-to-play content. Mainly Legends Quest is what they still have to finish up. You can try out the members content now by downloading the source code and running it locally, but the full release for the live servers of all the members content is going to be March 29th, 2025, which happens to coincide with exactly 21 years after the release of RuneScape 2. While the goal for now is recreating RuneScape how it was on May 18th, 2004, they do eventually plan to build out all of 2004. As they release the updates in batches, you'll be able to experience what it was like playing in 2004, seeing the updates come out, and seeing how they affected the game, economy, strategies, account progression, and so on. And because we're from the future and we know what content is coming, that also affects your account progression strategies, and it's been extremely interesting seeing the paths people are taking in preparation for the members content release. Much further down the line, they do plan to release 2005 and possibly even 2006. However, May 2006 is the last update before Jagex started encrypting their data, and it becomes much more difficult to recreate it authentically after that point. But if/when they make 2005 and beyond, every year will have separate servers. You'd be able to copy your character into the new years, so you'd be able to play separate forks of your account in different years. And even with members coming out later this month, they will have separate free-to-play and pay-to-play servers, so people can play as a free-to-play restricted account if they want. As I've been recording this, I've realized that this kind of sounds like an ad or a sponsor, but it is not. I'm sure there's gonna be comments saying that it is, but I mean, I have no reason to lie. I'm making this video already, so why would I hide that if that was the case? It's also illegal and against YouTube TOS to have an undisclosed sponsor, and I realize that by preemptively defending myself, it makes me sound even more sus because why am I being so defensive about it? I just know it's going to come up, but I have no affiliation with this project in any way. I'm just a player, and all this information I have is from research that I've done using publicly available info. I have no idea how to code, but I want to help the project grow in the only way that I'm able to. It's genuinely the most passionate I've been about something in a long time, and I really want to make videos about it, so I'm doing it. The lead developer/owner of the server, Pizzazz, has made it clear that he does not want to advertise the game. He hates those weird, awful, sketchy private server ads and wants this game to spread through word of mouth. Alright, now a few random bullet points I still want to mention before we get into the progress. First, while there is an auditable codebase, you should always use a unique password, and Pizzazz, the mods, and the dev team encourage people to do so as a part of online security. The game runs in browser, and you can run it on mobile browser as well. There is a client you can download, but it's not necessary whatsoever. I would strongly recommend playing with music and sound effects on. The majority of the music from this era is earlier versions of the songs we have today, and it really helps you dive into the nostalgia. Make sure you read the rules before playing because they are very authentic to 2004 and may not be what you're used to. Most notably, you cannot multi-log and you will get banned if you do. You can create multiple accounts, but you cannot be logged into multiple accounts at the same time. They have systems in place to ban people that multi-log and people that bot and real-world trade and so on. Multiple people in a household can play at the same time, but it might be likely to trigger a ban. If that happens, you can create a ticket in the Discord server, and the mods are very reasonable, understanding, and quick to help. Interestingly, autotypers are allowed for trading purposes only if they're set to an interval of 10 seconds or longer. And finally, the biggest gripe I've seen is from people who say, why play this server? It's inevitably going to get shut down, you're wasting time, etc. Well, you can say that about literally anything. Everything is a waste of time because we're all gonna die someday. So you may as well spend your time doing the things you enjoy. Personally, I love this unique RuneScape experience that you can't get anywhere else. Alright, before I play these early clips, keep in mind, like I said, I wasn't originally planning to make progress videos, and you can kind of hear in these recordings the slow transition where the tone of my voice changes from recording personal clips for myself to the YouTube voice, as I slowly realize, oh wait, I'm really going to be doing this. With all that said, let's jump into this journey through 2004, starting as a free-to-play player who's very excited to be getting RuneScape membership for the first time very soon. So I've been playing Lost City, aka 2004 Scape. It is currently, I think, 2 days in now. Yeah, because it started February 1st, maybe like a day and a half in right now. And I've been playing quite a bit. The high scores update every half hour automatically. It's not on logout, it's only every half hour, at least at the moment. And the high scores just refresh because it's a half hour milestone here. And check this out. I just felt the need to document this because it's probably the one and only time I'm going to be rank 1. Very stoked for that because I've been working pretty hard to get that, and it finally happened. I'll probably never get it again because I'm going to go to bed now. I just stayed up a little bit extra late to get that. Oh, here's a look at my quest list as well. It's only free to play right now, so there's everything I've done. One last look at the stats right there. I am doing Dragon Slayer now, and I just defeated, oh wait, no. He's about to die, or she's about to die. I'm fighting Elvarg, and this has taken a very long time. I think there is a safe spot over there where I don't have to run, because in this safe spot, I'm running out of runs, so I have to be very careful, because if I walk, I get hit, even when flinching. I just wanted to record this because this feels like a very monumental moment for me, if I'm actually able to get this kill, or if I'm able to actually hit from here. One more hit. Is that it? Yes. No, my stuff is in there. Oh, that's it. The quest is done. Oh, look at, oh, I got so many levels. I need to, no, I lost my gear. It's fine though. It's all very easy to get back. Dang, I got bumped up so many levels right there. I didn't realize the quest would complete just like that. I'm pretty sure you have to go back to Oziak in the main game, right, to finish the quest. Hey, it's me butting in from the future to mention that the reason I dropped my stuff on the ground here was so that my run would drain slower as I was flinching, since I was running to flinch like I said. But as you can see, I lost basically nothing of value anyways. I've been playing 2004 Scape since the day it released, which was, I think it was February 1st. Is currently February 10th, so it's been like 9-10 days now since the release, and this whole entire time I've been maintaining, for the most part, top 10 on the high scores. But this level I got right here, this is gonna be my last serious level, because today is gonna be my last serious day of playing the game and trying to maintain that top 10 rank, because it is just not doable in the long term. I mean, even today, like, we spent a few hours doing stuff together IRL. Tomorrow or in a couple days, we're going to be spending the day out with friends, and then in less than 2 weeks from today, we're going to be going to the UK for almost 2 weeks, and obviously I'm not going to be playing the game then, so it's like literally not possible for me to maintain top 10. So I'm just recording this clip in case I do ever make a video on this game in the future. I'll have this documentation of the early days of 2004. Oh, here's my stats, by the way. I probably should leave this up. Of 2004 Scape, I forgot if I showed already. I completed all the quests. I think the last clip I showed was me completing Dragon Slayer. This is like my 3rd clip recorded. I seriously regret not making a series on this, even like for my 2nd channel. I feel like at this point it's so late into me playing the game that the phase of like everything being such a shock of it being 2004, that's all over for me now. Now it's just like I'm used to everything, it's all grinding, so I've just felt like it's too late for me to record anything. Pause, me from the future again. I now strongly disagree with this sentiment, obviously, since I'm recording a video and have a whole series planned on this now. I think I've gone through like not even 1% of the potential adventures that I will be eventually going through in this game, and there's still so much more to explore and learn about. But it is interesting seeing what my mindset was at that point in time. Like I said, just in case I do make a video on this game months in the future when the members version of the game comes out, or the members areas unlock, I'll have this clip to show the early days of the game. This will probably be my last day being in the top 10 because tomorrow I'm gonna get back to really playing the main game. I've been barb fishing for the last 10 days and I've gained a lot of XP in the main game, but it is time for me to get back to the main game, get back to making videos, get back to streaming. And yeah, it's weird for me. Like, this is what I've spent the last 10 days, like 10 plus hours a day or like 14 plus hours a day doing to get this. It's kind of sad because it's all going to be devalued once the members areas open up, especially all the quests too, that you'll be able to quest up a lot of the stats. Pause again. So the devaluation I just mentioned, I think that's part of the fun of the server. It's like living through 2004 as a kid, knowing that you're about to get membership for the first time because your birthday is coming up and you're preparing as much as you can for that. Except in this case, no one is a member, so everyone is on the same playing field and you're not missing out. I had a lot of fun. I had a good time, and like I said, I do regret not recording my experience. Yeah, a really big regret, but yeah, hopefully maybe I'll see you in a few months from now if I really make a video. Okay, enough rambling, bye. I don't know how much I'm going to be logging into this game over the next several months before the members areas unlock, or even if after the members areas do unlock. I don't know if I'm even going to play for that. By the way, hello again. I'm just recording one more final clip. I realized I should probably show my bank and what it looks like. I've been struggling with bank space. There's only 60 bank slots, so it's kind of felt like UIM quite a bit because I have to really pick and choose what I keep. But here's my bank. I just spent 28k on 2k Rune essence. I had like almost a 50k cash stack, which was the biggest cash stack I've ever had on the account, which will probably be like nothing when the members areas unlock. But this is it, man. Every single day I've been playing this game, I'm like, okay, today's my last day. I'm done. I'm not going to log in anymore tomorrow. But then every day I've logged in and the player count has been at an all-time high. Right now it's really low because it's super late at night, but like every single day during the day it's hit new all-time highs. It was like 300 or I forgot what it was in the first day. Maybe it was like 400. But today it was like 730 this morning. I'm like, oh my god, I have to keep playing because there's so many people. I have to impress everyone. I would have expected day one to be the most popular day and then for it to die out from there. So it's kind of interesting that it's done the opposite. Day one was like the lowest player count and it's gone up only from there. But okay, for real, this is the last clip before I set myself up to who knows how often I'll log in to do some woodcutting at Willows and Drainer with my trusty steel axe. Okay, for real, last clip. I am buying an Addy axe for 13k, which let's make sure it's Addy. Yeah, cool. So now if I do end up AFKing for a while, at least I'll have the Addy axe. Probably mega ripoff for me because 13k is a lot at this point, but when members areas comes out, then 13k probably will not be as much GP then. I'd rather be able to get slightly faster XP if I do end up playing for the next few months on and off here and there. I've been flinching this tree spirit for like 10 minutes now. I just got a random event during a random event. That's crazy that could happen. It's almost dead though. No, it just despawned. I'm so sad. I just spent like 10 minutes flinching at it. It was almost dead and then disappeared. No, that was gonna be the Rune axe for sure. That's the only way to get Rune axes right now in the game. Oh well. Hi again, YouTube, by the way. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make a video, but you know what? This is more for personal me. So not hi YouTube, I mean hi me, because I'll probably watch this back someday in the future because that's just what I do. This guy gave me a strength pot as well while I was there. I'll give him a couple of limper roots for the trouble. Wait, what? I immediately got another tree spirit, the next tree I chopped. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not prepared for this. That's so weird. Why did that happen? Maybe from now on, I'll chop trees with the Addy plate body on and the rune sword in my inventory. So I'll be prepared. Because it's 3 items. If I do AFK too hard and die to a random event somehow at some point, then I should keep those 3 items, right? Hopefully. I'm pausing here to mention that you can bring mage gear and safe spot over that big rock on the right side of my screen that you can see. I didn't know that at the time though, that was a thing. Come on, just need to do one more hit. What do I get? My first ever tree spirit. I got a knife. Dang. Whoa, this is crazy. I've never seen this. We've gotten 2 of the evil trees at the same time. So we're just standing around waiting for the willow trees to spawn. Why am I chopping them down so fast? The drunken dwarf is not happy. That's why you play with the sound effects on. Yes, this is a very important genie. I went all the way up to level 40 prayer. I stopped exactly at 40 prayer at Giants, and since then I've just been lamping prayer up while I've been woodcutting, and this lamp right here, this is going to put me at 43 prayer, which unlocks protect from melee. It's taken a lot of lamps to get. That's going to help a lot with being able to fight tree spirits, because tree spirits drop the rune axe. I believe it's 1 out of 32, which is currently the most valuable item in the game, or at least it was up until like a few days ago. It's currently February 20th. Up until a few days ago, it was like 200 to 250k, which is a lot of GP at this point in time. But as of literally yesterday, as I'm recording this, the first person, it was Bucko Dabo, got to level 85 smithing, and you could boost up to 86 with the Dwarven Stout to be able to smith a rune axe. And then shortly after, Bronze got 85 smithing right after. So now there's 2 people that can smith rune axes. And as you can see, the price has dropped a lot already. It's gone to below 100k, and I imagine it's only going to keep on going down and down, because smithing the rune axe, I believe, is the only way, besides the tree spirits, to get the rune axe. I've been shopping with the Addy axe the whole time though, and I cannot afford a rune axe at the moment because my cash stack is 8.9k, but that's fine because the price is going to keep going down, and once it stabilizes at whatever it ends up being, like 20, 30k, whatever it is, I could probably sell some stuff off at that point if I really want to get the rune axe. No way, I got a tree spirit right away. Okay, let's can I one tick flick? Hold on, fight the tree spirit. Alright, let's do this. I'm just lazy flicking. Yeah, overhead. One tick flicking was kind of working too. Wait, what'd I get? Oh, an emerald. Cool. Wait, I'm still at 43 prayer points? Is that right? I feel like I left my prayer on for a while. Does it just drain really slow? Or am I missing something? Oh, okay, it does just drain really slow. If I really wanted to, I could even grab monk's robes. I think the closest altar to here would be either in Lumbridge, or there's the one that's southwest of Port Sarim. So every few tree spirits, I'll restore one of those. Here's a couple of the loots I got from tree spirits on that same day, because I'm sure you were very curious. Got a mithril axe and a banana. I came here to the altar southwest of Port Sarim to restore my prayer, and I don't know if I've really used this before, but I just got a flashback when I came in here to the 2018 Halloween event in OSRS. They had the Chambers of Eric, and there's a trap door inside this church that you had to go down to do the event, and this just brought back some good memories, which is interesting because usually OSRS brings back the memories to the 2004 era, but now it's the 2004 era that just brought me back some memories from 2018. Oh, I just saw this news post now that was posted in the Lost City Discord. Melty was the first one to get a 99 in the game. It has been exactly 3 weeks since this has been released, and she just got that 2 hours ago. I wish I had seen this before so I could have gone to it. They didn't do an at everyone, so I'm just seeing this now. But yeah, it is February 21st. There's no skill capes, by the way. Those did not come out till 2006. Nature runes, how many? Ooh, 22, that's really nice. No way, bro. We got the 90-minute warning for the system update. I've gotten to the airport before with less time to spare than that. Another myth axe. Those are like 1k at the moment. Nature runes are currently about 200 GP each, so every time I get the 22 nature rune drop, that's like at least 4.4k GP worth. Probably the second best drop I could get behind a rune axe, because Addy axes are like 3k now. I've got some pretty significant news here. The first rune scimitars have entered the game. You need 90 smithing to make them, but you know, you could boost +1 with the Dwarven Stout, and Bucko has just gotten 89 smithing, which means there are now rune scimitars in the game, and according to the market, it's interesting, it's not Bucko that's selling the rune scimitar. I don't know how that's the case, but it is going for 200k GP now, whereas the rune axe, it's gone down to I think 90k. Yeah, they're being sold for like 85, 90k. So as of right now, February 22nd, the rune scimitar is now the most expensive item in the game. Probably until the rune kite shield comes out, I'd imagine, or until people can smith the rune kite shields. I got it! No shot, I got the rune axe. No way. I'm selling that right away. I know it's like 17% better than the Addy axe, but the price will come down, and because I'm going to be going to the UK tomorrow, I'm not going to be using it very much, so may as well just sell it now and then buy it back later on when it's cheaper. I'm undercutting the rest of the market. Everyone else is selling for 90k. There's one offer from yesterday, it's going for 85k, but I'm gonna sell mine for 85k. Everyone else is trying to buy it for like 40 to 50k, but there's so few in the game that you can't just put whatever price you want and hope someone sells it, because every single person that has one is selling it for 85 or 90k. It's also my first time using this website to make my own listing. I hopped over to World 1. Let's see if there's any takers. I wouldn't be against putting it down to like 80k if necessary, maybe even slightly lower if I really get desperate or if it's taken a while. I haven't shown any woodcutting levels yet until now because I think this is a pretty significant milestone. Once I chop one more log, that is going to put me at level 90. It is so long between levels at this point, dude. I gotta sell this rune axe though. I came here, I typed selling rune axe 80k. That's not 80k. Okay. I am at, I was about to say the GE. I'm at Rock West. Oh, we got a trade coming in. Wait. Trade again? Did they trade the wrong person? I got my hopes up for a second. I've been here for like 10 minutes trying to sell this rune axe with no luck, so I think I'll just head back to the Drainer Willows and leave my private on and leave the offer up. I did switch the offer to 80k, by the way, on the website. Yeah, because I feel like I'm just wasting time now. If someone wants to buy one, then they can message me. Worst case scenario, if no one buys it by tomorrow before we go on the trip, I could just sell it to one of the people that has the buy offer in for 60k. And as I say that, I just get a DM from Pooch, probably wanting to buy it. Oh, it's beautiful. Double check, 80,000, rune axe, confirm. This is the biggest cash stack I've ever had. My biggest cash stack prior was 50k, and the only reason I know that is because I was editing the footage and I saw one of the older clips. I said that I had a 50k cash stack, which is the biggest stack I've ever had. Well, now my biggest cash stack I've ever had is 89k. Nothing, huh? It has come to that time. Today is the day that we're leaving for the UK, and I probably won't be playing very much over the next couple weeks. It's not exactly the best time of year right now, so we might end up spending a decent amount of time inside, but yeah, not sure how much I'll be playing. I do want to show the high scores. I should probably log off actually while I'm showing this. I want to document where I'm at right now before leaving for the trip, because I've been playing pretty consistently since the release of the game, but I mean, the game's been out for a bit over 3 weeks, and I'm now about to spend 2 weeks pretty much not playing. So I am expecting to lose a lot of ranks on the high scores. Most notably, my overall rank is currently 67, and then my woodcutting rank, I'm rank 2, because that's all I've been doing for the last 13 days now. The reason I've only been woodcutting for the last 2 weeks is because originally I had resigned myself to, well, resigning myself from the game, and I was only planning to AFK chop here and there. But I eventually decided that I want to make a video, and not just a video, I mean a whole series on this. And I didn't want to start a series and then have to leave for 2 weeks and take a break from the game and from making videos, because once you start a series, at least for me, I'd want to keep the ball rolling and upload consistently, like every few days ideally. And I didn't want to do any more running around the game and exploring and leveling stuff up until I'm fully ready to commit to making the videos. It's awesome though, like I'm so excited. There's so much to look forward to. Gonna have so much fun in the UK, and then we have Runefest, and like it is gonna be sad to leave, but at the same time I'm also excited to come back and be able to play this game and make videos and explore 2004. Like everything is just so exciting in life right now. But alright, we're leaving for the trip in just a few hours, so unless something crazy happens in the little time I will be playing, if I get like a crazy drop from a tree spirit, if nothing like that happens, then I'll see you back in a couple weeks. Doing some voiceovers now because I didn't have a mic while I was gone, but I've continued putting all my genie lamps into prayer, and here I got level 44. 92 woodcutting. If it was actually 2004 and I was 8 years old, I would probably think that I'm 92% of the way to 99, but little would I have known. There's no more prayers for me to unlock, in 2004 at least. In 2005 they added Retribution, Redemption, and Smite. 2006 was Eagle Eye and Mystic Might, and 2007 was Chivalry and Piety. But for now, there's another prayer level 45. And after 2 weeks, I am back. Dude, this is unreal. I am so excited to actually finally be able to really play this game. Check this out, the Woodcutting XP just hit 7 mil. Alright, but now that I'm back, I have the high scores up here. Let me look myself up, and Let's see where I'm at for all the ranks. Yeah, I lost a lot of ranks. My overall rank, it's the blink number 182, and then for my woodcutting rank, I am all the way down to rank 5. I'm curious though, if I wanted to get back into the top 100, I mean obviously the threshold is constantly going up, but right now rank 100 would be 831 total level. By the time I get there, if I get there, it'd probably be like 850 to 900, I'd imagine. My total level is currently 775. It's funny looking at people's total XP because the average person with this total level, you'd expect them to be around like 2 to 3 mil total XP, but a lot of people have specialized in specific skills, which has held their total level back, but it boosts up their total XP by a lot. So you can see like with all these people that are 2 to 3 mil XP, there's also people with 16 mil XP, 13 mil XP. I mean, I'm 8.5 mil XP. This is so cool though. Like I'm finally recording clips in real time. Like they're going directly into the timeline. I'm editing this with a goal and a video in mind. I have a whole Google Doc with notes and bullet points written down of things to talk about, especially for this first video. I don't even know where to begin, there's so much. I do want to talk about a bunch of the differences in 2004 that aren't in OSRs today or haven't been in Runescape for a long time. But before we get into all that, let's start with the bank video. We'll go through my bank, I'll show you what I have now. The most notable thing is going to be the willow log, so right away let's just do the reveal. How many willow logs do I have? It is 99k. Now let's start from the top. So my cash stack is currently 89k, the majority of which came from getting that rune axe that I sold for 80k. And a little update on the price of rune axes. They are now currently at about 50k, or there's one being sold for 49k. There was a third person that just got the ability to smith rune axes just a couple days ago, and it immediately tanked from 90k to 50k just in like 2 days. I guess the two people that had the smithing requirement for a while, they were probably in cahoots with each other. And now that a third random person has gone to level, it's all come tumbling down. Here's my stacks of runes. The earth and fire runes I runecrafted myself. I have 36 runecraft. Runecraft is a very slow skill in 2004, and I still don't know if it's more XP per hour to craft earth or fire runes. Maybe that's something I can test out in a future video. Chaos runes and death runes were super cheap in 2004 because of the shop price. The shop sells death runes for, it's been a while since I've been to one of the shops and I don't feel like checking through the source code, but I think death runes were like 30 GP and chaos runes were, I don't remember, really cheap, like 15 or 20 GP. So you can cast air spells with just the air staff and a chaos rune or a death rune and get really cheap mage XP. They did add the 45-second world hop timer, which maybe I'll talk more about later, but that kind of changed things with the economy because world hopping, shopscape is not really a thing anymore. It kind of sparked the economy so that people actually trade more with each other, and because of that you're not realistically going to be getting death runes for 30 or 40 GP. You're going to get them for whatever people are selling them for, which they're currently selling for like 70 GP. Cosmic runes, law runes, nature runes, most of these I got from giants. There are no hill giants in 2004, there are only giants. And it's so funny whenever someone mentions like, hey, where's the hill giants, or says anything about hill giants, people will be like, huh, what are hill giants, what are you talking about? Additionally, I did also get a ton of nature runes specifically from tree spirits, various ores and bars from mining and smithing. Gems, these mostly came from hill giants. The rune essence, I bought all this rune essence. Dude, the price of everything in just the last week or so has been going crazy. Like everything's been going up like 2 to 3x just within the last week or two. It's been kind of a shock coming back and seeing these prices. Like when I left, or before I left for the trip, rune essence was like 10 to 15 GP each, and now it's going for 40 to 50 GP each. And it's not just rune essence, it's everything in the game's gone up 2 to 3x, except for like certain specialty items, like I showed the rune axe before, that's gone down, but skilling supplies at least have shot up recently. I assume it's a combination of inflation because there's so much more GP in the game now, as well as there being less new players in the game because everyone's kind of gone up with each other and the player base, or the online player count's been pretty consistent. So there's not as many people collecting feathers or cowhides or mining iron ore. Before they implemented the authentic 45-second world hop timer, what I would do is I would mine silver, mine gold, I would make them into bars, then make the bars into unstrung symbols and gold necklaces, and then hop world, selling like 4 per world to the general store. But that's probably not a viable method anymore. I probably should just sell all these off real quick just to free up bank space because it's so much faster to get GP now. Like the average money making method when I was doing this is probably 5k GP per hour. Nowadays, I mean, from the prices I've seen, it's probably like 30 to 50k GP per hour that you can make. On the topic of the world hop timer, here's when they added it. It It was with an update on February 10th. They say that there was for sure a world hop timer that was 45 seconds that even went as far as up to 2007. The only debate that they were having is whether it was after every hop or if it was after every 3 hops in 2004. I guess they're not completely sure, but ultimately they decided on after every single hop there is a 45-second delay. Next, you're probably wondering the same thing I am. How much are willow logs currently going for? Before I left for the trip, they were going for 5 to maybe 10 GP each. Well, now people are buying them for 25 GP each, and the sell offers are even higher, so I guess the price of willow logs is going to continue to go up, especially with the announcement of members release coming. People are going to want these for fletching. Oh. The logout timer, if you're idle, is really short, and I actually haven't even timed it. I've just assumed that it's 1 minute, but let's actually test it out right here while I'm editing some clips together. We'll see how long the logout timer is. Is it 45 seconds? No, so it's probably going to be 1 minute then, right? No? Is it longer than 1 minute? Is it 90 seconds? Yes. Okay, wow. 90 seconds. Back to the bank video. We got some arrows. Maybe I could move these together. Limp words from hill giants. Food. I don't know why I have the chef's hats. I probably should drop those for bank space. Big bones from hill giants. My trusty staff of air, my talismans for rune crafting, my pickaxe, need to upgrade that to rune once I go back to mining. Here's my range gear. You get the green hide from, I think it's Oziak, as well as the Champions Guild. The best bow in the game right now is in fact the oak short bow, and the best arrows in the game to go with the oak short bow is steel arrows. It won't be until members that we'll be able to buy or fletch or get as drops better arrows like rune arrows, and we'll be able to fletch better bows. But the archery shops, the best things they sell is oak short bow and steel arrows. I got a myth square shield, I think is a drop from something, I don't remember what. I got this rune med helm as a drop from lesser demons. I have the levels to equip rune, I just couldn't afford it back when I was actively playing the game. I've just been a broke boy for so long, but now that I have my stack of willows, that's going to change very soon. But I never bought a full rune set, so I have Addy plate body, Addy plate legs, some leather for, oh, it's regular leather. I don't know why I made it into regular leather, because you really want to use hard leather for training crafting. I think this was like the first couple days of playing the game. I just made it into that as I was walking to Alcarid. Around a week in, I died at lesser demons because I was AFKing too hard, and I lost like 10 to 15k worth of gear and supplies, which was almost my whole bank value at the time, and I was really devastated by that, including I lost my amulet of accuracy. I have no idea how I got this one. It just appeared in my inventory. I don't know if I like accidentally bought it from a general store or somehow accidentally picked it up at V West World 1, but I somehow got another amulet of accuracy, which is just a straight up downgrade to the amulet of power I have. So probably should just drop the amulet of accuracy. I don't know why I have that. I got these myth axes from tree spirits. I found this axe head on the ground one day. I think it's an Addy axe head. I can't tell for sure. I'm looking really close up at it right now. I'm pretty sure that's green. So I figured if I were to ever lose my axe head, I'd now have this replacement one. But like, it probably doesn't matter because I would have more than enough GP or value now to buy another Addy axe. So probably should free up that bank spot by dropping it. Soon enough, I'll have a rune axe. I'm going to buy it back pretty soon. And the last slot in my bank is being taken up by a U-log because I just found this on the ground next to the willow trees here in Draenor. I guess someone dropped it, so I picked it up. I figured may as well start my U-log collection now. And that's it. That is all 60 bank slots taken up. If I try to deposit into the bank, I cannot. It is full. I do have some stuff equipped too. My current best melee weapon is the rune sword, but looking at the price of the rune scimitar, it's come down quite a bit. Now it's only 75k, so I'll probably get one of those soon. Once members comes out, there's gonna be so many coming into the game from fire giants, but at that point, probably gonna buy a dragon longsword. This yellow cape I found on the ground, and the priest gown, I also found these on the ground. Interesting thing I figured out about prayer, by the way, is that, like, you know, in OSRS, if you have your prayer on for a few ticks, it drains your prayer by an amount that you can't see. Like, I might have just drained my prayer points by, say, like 0.2. And so when you're lazy flicking, every time you have your prayer on for a few ticks, you're like draining 0.2 or 0.3 at a time, so that every few times you do a lazy flick, I just summoned a swarm. Well, apparently in 2004, there are no fractions of a prayer point. Every time you turn your prayer off, it just resets it back up to the nearest prayer point. So if I was like really close to losing a prayer point, if I was about to be drained to 42, if I'm like 42.1 and I turn it off, it's now back to 43 again. So I can like super lazy flick with prayer and you can kind of have like unlimited prayer, being very, very lazy with it. I'm trying to do some spring cleaning right now, and I found someone that is buying both unstrung symbols and gold necklaces. So I'm gonna sell both these stacks whenever this person gets back from the deep wildy trip. And I got some other stuff to drop. I'm gonna drop the chef's hats, amulet of accuracy, small fishing net, and these priest gowns. Don't need these either. Now that I've gone through the bank, we're just gonna wait on this deal. There's no rush. Let's go over the differences between well, I guess what you're used to and what shocks or surprises there might be in 2004. If you're like me, the very first thing you will notice as soon as you spawn on Tutorial Island is that you cannot use the middle mouse wheel to move your camera. You have to use the arrow keys. Now, when I exit this bank, you may notice there is a roof on top of the bank. If I angle my camera, hold on. Yeah, okay. You cannot remove roofs in 2004. When the camera is angled a certain way, there's no roof, but there's usually going to be a roof, and you cannot click to walk into a roof. You have to wait until the roof goes away if you want to click inside, or click on the mini-map to move inside a place with a roof. There's no orbs, so you can't tell exactly what your hit points is without going into the skills tab. And same thing with the prayer. You can go into the skills tab, or you can go to the prayer tab to see your prayer. As for running, if you want to switch between walking or running, you have to go to this panel and then click walk or run. Another interesting thing is that every time you log in, it resets this to walk every single time. So every time you log in, you're probably going to want to switch it to run if you're going to be running. And also every time you log in, it also resets your attack style. It always switches it to the first style, to accurate/attack. To bank, there is no left click option to bank. In fact, bankers don't even have a bank option. You have to go through their dialogue if you want to bank with them. But even with the bank booth, the left click by default is use. So you have to right click every time to use the bank, which I think it might be the same way in OSRS by default. I think menu entry swapper just has this swap to be left click bank or use quickly, but there are no plugins in 2004. When you click on items, there's no highlight around them. If you look in the top left, you'll see that says use item with when I select it, but it doesn't have, here, I'll show you like in OSRS, you know, when you click an item, you get the outline around it. Not in 2004, you just have to remember what you clicked. Speaking of remembering things, there are no quest guides. You can't click to see where you're at in the quest. So you actually have to read the dialogue and see where you're at in the quest and make sure you don't get lost. And it's probably best to do a quest all in one sitting, because if you get halfway through a quest and then want to continue it a week later, it's going to be difficult to remember where you're at. You're going to have to go around talking to NPCs to figure out where you were at. The built-in quest guide thing did not come out till July of 2004. Some of these quests are also different than what you're used to in OSRS. Like, for example, for Dragon Slayer, first off, there's not steel nails in this game. They're just nails, and you don't make 15 at a time, you make 2 at a time with 1 steel bar, but you only need 12 nails for the quest rather than 90 nails. And yes, I did actually use 45 steel bars very early on and spent a lot of time doing that and had a bunch of steel nails left over. So don't make the same mistake I did. It's only 6 bars that you need. I believe there's also a mage save spot tile for Elvarg. I don't know what it is exactly, but probably worth searching up before you do the fight. In Ernest the Chicken, the levers are the same for the puzzle, but the doors you go through are slightly different. For Goblin Diplomacy, you start it in Port Sarim, and there's another quest where you go to the Jolly Boar Inn instead of the Blue Moon Inn that you would go to in OSRS. Maybe it's Vampire Slayer, I forgot. But yeah, a lot of quests have some subtle differences like those. You might even find that for some quests, the guides on the RuneScape Classic Wiki work better than the ones on the OSRS Wiki. Slayer Music has also been making some quest guides for 2004 Scape on his second channel, Zombie Music, so maybe a quest you're struggling with could be on his second channel. But in general, the RuneScape Classic Wiki is a pretty decent source for, like, if you're looking for skill training guides, or you can go on the Wayback Machine and go to Rune HQ, or Sal's Realm, or Tippet, and go back to 2004 on there. I probably should be chopping instead of standing around, because I've been standing around for quite a while already. So back to chopping, gotta get to 100k logs. I forgot to mention before, this probably goes without saying, but you cannot zoom in or out. You're stuck at this distance away from your character. There is no home teleport, so make sure you bring teleport runes if you're going somewhere that's very far out of the way, like Lesser Demons, for example. And then similar to how there's no quest guide helper thing, there's also no skill panel helper thing. You can't click on these to see what levels you unlock stuff at. If you want to know how to get to this marketplace website, well, I will have a bunch of links in the description, including the link to the 2004 Scape website, because there are some fishing sites out there, so you want to make sure you go to the right one. But the way you get to the market, it's pretty obvious. If you pull this down a little bit, you'll see there's a little page here for markets, and it will pull up the marketplace thing. Another really cool one is the world map. This is really fun to look around, and you can see how the map is different. Like, for example, in Lumberage Swamp, there's no way to get to the Lumberage Swamp via the graveyard. If you want to get to the swamp, you have to run around. And then Father Ernie's house is down here rather than over here. I mean, there's so many differences in the map. Very subtle differences, but it is very interesting for me, at least, to look around. There's no Wildy Ditch. Of course, there is no GE. There is no Mauritania. The desert has pretty much nothing. Caliphate Queen doesn't come out till later in 2004. There's a lot that is not here. No Castle Wars, no Relica, no Barb Assault. There's no way to go straight through Lumby Castle. There's no door in the back. You have to go around. The road going to Wizard's Tower is not a straight line. This server has been running for a month and 9 days, and for almost a month, I have not left Draenor, except that one time to sell the Rune Axe. But for the most part, I've kind of locked myself to Draenor. But I'm going to be brave. I'm going to deposit some stuff in the bank to lower my weight. This is something that probably going to want to do a lot to minimize your weight. And I'm going to leave Draenor and start to explore the game. I have some stuff I want to show you. As you may have already noticed, a lot of things look different in 2004, like the inventory models, the NPCs. I don't know if the jail guards look different, but I'll show you some NPCs in just a bit. The trees look different. In general, I feel like all the buildings and walls and scenery and the trees, everything just looks more medieval. I feel like OSRS is kind of more dull and gray, especially when you go back and look at 2004. Everything just feels more medieval. I don't know what it is exactly. And there's a yew tree. You can see how the yew trees looked in 2004. Here, you can see the goblins. You can see how the goblins look different in 04. There's bears in the Lumbridge Woods. So this would probably wreck some noobs. I am more than 2 times their level, so they're not going to attack me. But first off, bears look different in 2004, and there weren't even bears in this area in Osiris. And you'll see as I explore around the game how everything looks different. What is that tree? Oh, you can't even click that tree. I want to find an imp though. You guys see how the imps look in 04? They're great. Run energy is a huge struggle in 2004. It might just be because we're all free to play and we all have level 1 agility. So I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make when we are able to eventually train agility. But as of right now, it takes so long for it to recharge. Now, something that may shock you, when I go upstairs to use the bank here, you'll notice there is no bank. I do have the logs here though, but there's no bank upstairs. I remember when I got off Tutorial Island, the first thing I did was try to go to the bank. Oh, there's the up, there's the up. It's like a little man in a suit. Because of how scarce run energy is, it plays a pretty important part in coming up with methods and strategies for training skills, because you really want to make sure that you're running when your inventory is empty or whenever your weight is lowest during a method, and you want to be walking whenever your inventory is heaviest during whatever method you're doing. I mentioned before that I would highly recommend playing with the music on and the sound effects on, mainly the music for the nostalgia, and the effects add to the nostalgia as well, but mainly you want the sound effects on because of how dangerous random events are. Most of you know about the old random events from back in the day where something would pop out and attack you, or if you would ignore something, it would start attacking you, and you would die and it would suck. You'd still keep your 3 most valuable items. But a lot of you may not know about one of the random events, or maybe there's multiple. I'm pretty sure it's the genie at the very least, where if you ignore it for too long, the genie will drop all of your items on the ground around you. And if you AFK too long, you will lose everything in your inventory, and that could include your 3 most valuable items that you had on you if you didn't have them equipped. So you especially do not want to AFK in 2004, but if you are going to AFK, definitely have the sound effects on so you know and you can hear when you're getting a random event. One of the cool features about this game is that there is an adventurer's log. You could type in any name into the URL up here and see what that player has been up to, see what random events they've got. It will even tell you if someone got the genie and it dropped all their items on the ground, and I've seen multiple people ask before what happened to their items because they were AFK. You check their adventure log, it tells you exactly what happened. But a lot of people don't know about this because I don't think it's linked anywhere on the website. I think you might have to manually type this URL in because I don't know where else to find it. I want to show you something, but I got to go upstairs where no one else is so I can do this thing that I want to show. Look, I like to use this game to vent my frustrations to the world because I can't in real life or else my mom will get mad at me. There's also some unintentional things that you can't type, like AFK, it stars out the F and K, or another one would be TYTY, it does that. Another thing is that I think you can't type special characters. Like if I try to type a heart, I'm pretty sure that other people only see that as a 3. Even though it shows up as the less than symbol for me, I think other people can't see when I type the less than symbol. Another huge thing to know about this game is that there's not a make all option, and there's very few things that have a make X option. For most things, you could only do one action at a time. Like for cooking, for example, you use the fish on the fire or the range, and it cooks that one fish that you used on it. There's no interface menu that pops up. You have to manually click for each one at a time. There are a couple exceptions I've found so far, but I don't want to get too deep into it. We'll just explore those things as they come up as I train skills throughout future videos. And speaking of future videos, what I was planning on doing is I was going to take a whole segment of this video to talk about how I trained each skill and go through each skill individually and explain that. But because I'm going to be making a series on this and I will be going through all those methods that I did already, I don't see a point to explaining all that now when you're going to see it eventually anyways in future videos. Like I've been saying, I feel really guilty and really bad, and it just really sucks that I didn't start this series straight off Tutorial Island, because I just wasn't planning on making videos, and the more I've been playing, the more fun I've been having, and the longer time goes on, I'm like, no, it's too late to start making videos, but then I'm like, I'm still playing and maybe it's not too late. That first guy hadn't responded after a couple hours, so I found someone else on the marketplace who also had an offer up to buy gold necklaces, and this person came to me. Should get 16k GP from this. Yep. Double check the second trade screen, and thank you for the GP. Now I have all these unstrung symbols to get rid of. I might just dump them all at the general store, but look at that, the cash stack. It's over 100k. This is my first time reaching a 100k cash stack. Oh, that's another fun difference between OSRS and 2004 is that when you reach 100k of something, it does not turn into a white stack. It stays yellow. Dude, I could honestly just keep on going on and talking and rambling about all these different things in the game and all the differences and the things I'm excited to do and what I'm looking forward to. But this video is getting pretty long, and in fact, it might end up being the longest video I've ever posted on my channel. And I mean, we'll explore the game as things come up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to explain everything right now, but there's no rush. We're going to take it one day at a time, one training method at a time. And I am so excited to start training different skills finally. I'm sorry there wasn't much progress in this video. It's mostly just me woodcutting and talking about the server and whatnot. But next video, we are going to get into the gains. I'm going to reach 100k willow logs, and I'll talk about what the plans are for the willow logs. Wait, I almost forgot. There is one final thing I wanted to mention in this video, which is I talked about Pizzazz before. He's the owner of the server and the lead developer. And he has said before that in total for the servers and necessary subscriptions to services, it costs him around $200 a month. So this is maintainable long-term without requiring people to pay. For legal reasons, this is completely unrelated to the server, but if you do want to buy Pizzazz lunch or coffee, you can support him at his Ko-Fi, which I'll have linked below in the description, as well as all the other useful links that I've mentioned throughout the video. That is crazy that you're still here watching 50 plus minutes into the video. I really appreciate that, dude. That's really cool that you're still here. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again next time.